Okay, welcome to the weekly Dirty Marketing webinar from Thanks.io. Justin, can you hear me okay? I think you can.
I can. How do I sound?
Sound great.
Awesome.
Yeah. And how's my screen look, everybody? I got a fancy new big monitor and everything. Does it look tiny or does it look fine? Looks okay?
Yeah, you're good.
All right, we'll get to work then. So yeah, the topic today, what we thought we'd do is something called Zapier or Zapier Madness. I don't know how to say it right. But we'll do a quick introduction to Zapier. I assume most people know what Zapier is.
It's Zapier. You're happier with Zapier.
Okay, good. So Zapier, we'll jump into account. We'll do a quick intro to explain like the high level. We'll talk about how to build some basic zaps, and then we'll get into some kind of dirty zap hacks and tricks. And then we should have enough time, guys. There's not a ton of you here, but there's a good amount. Thank you for being here. We should have time if you have specific questions, about how to hook some of your different applications together with Zapier. We could probably get into that, Zapier. All right, so let me go there to the account. Just close the window. For those of you that don't know, Zapier is exactly what I just said. It's a software service that helps you connect different software services to each other. So I'll go to their main homepage right here. You guys can comment and say, hey, Ryan, I already know this if we're going too slow. Zapier's been around probably 10 years, right, Justin? Or more.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, at least. I mean, they've been around for a while. Slow growth. They've been very hard to be profitable, but they have been recently.
Yeah. So connect your apps and automate workflows. They might be one of these companies that were ahead of their time, maybe. I remember using them, and somewhere about 3 or 4 years ago, it seemed like everybody and their brother had adopted. So you can get a free Zapier account, I believe, up to a certain amount of zaps a month, 100 tasks a month. And then they keep getting more and more expensive. It's a little annoying. But you can go 25 a month if you're not on the annual plan. That kind of gets you into their premium, their starter and professional levels, 49. The reason, of course, we're bringing this up is, these webinars are sponsored by Thanks.io, and Thanks.io was kind of built, Justin, would you agree? Kind of built with Zapier in mind, a little bit.
Yeah, we built for the programmatic sending of postcards and letters. So however you want to do that, but Zapier is a big part of that.
It's a shortcut to an API to doing stuff.
Yep, for the average Joe that just wants to trigger a postcard from Salesforce or send a thank you letter from their CRM when they get a new lead. I mean, this is how you do it.
Yeah. So I'll go in and kind of build a basic zap. We'll do it on Thanks.io. Justin, can you see the questions?
I can. I'll answer if they.
All right.
Yeah.
I lost my darn screen. I don't even know where it is.
All right. Yeah.
Okay. So.
You might want to zoom in a little bit on that. That's all.
Bigger.
Yeah. There you go.
Okay. So making a zap. The example I'm going to use Facebook lead ads because it's kind of my favorite zap source. But there's hundreds of different sources you can have here. So whatever CRM you're using, if you're using HubSpot, Salesforce,
any real software has a zap.
Yeah. A lot of the WordPress form plugins. I have a number of zaps on Formidable Forms, my favorite form plugin. So probably whatever you're using, if you have a landing page creator, probably hooks up to Zapier. So my favorite way, still favorite for years now, to generate leads in general is Facebook's lead ads feature, where it collects a contact info inside of Facebook. And one of the cool things you can do with Facebook lead ads that I'm going to show here is you can collect the address, which is really cool. So some of you guys, Clint, I saw you were on, who are in real estate, you're getting a lot of leads this way. But your leads generally, most of the lead providers aren't collecting an address for you. But it's possible to do, and I've tested it out with Facebook lead ads. The cost to collect the full address versus not is almost the same. For whatever reason, you'd think that conversion rates would go down, but you can collect a lot more info. So I go in, I choose Facebook lead ads as my source. I'll pick my ads account. The first time you do this, it just hooks up to Facebook. It's pretty quick and easy to sync up. Then you're going to link up one of your business pages. This. Form, and then we'll pick, it'll usually be the latest form that was created. So this isn't too important right now. I'm just showing you need a source app that's sending data in. So
Yeah.
Continue.
So that would be the lead ad you build in Facebook, just to be really clear, with any of the custom fields that you built.
Yep. So this is our internal campaign. When I do my test, you can kind of see what it did. It pulled over a bunch of gobbledygook of info. But here, I'll blur this out on the replay, but here it gave me the ad name. Look, even the ad set name, I know that I was targeting success and internet gurus like Frank Kern. And I got the email, the phone, and I got the zip code, street address, city, state right there. Very useful. So done. And then what you do next is you pick your destination zap. And one thing to remember is that you can have multiple destination zaps. We'll show some ways that you can use that. So thanks.io, we are officially live and sanctioned inside of Zapier.
Yeah, it's amazing. It took only like, what, 8 months?
Yeah, if for any of you guys watching who are like have your own software, just be warned, it's really hard to get set up there. So when you see software, they only have an invite link or something. And this is a good tip, Justin, right? If you don't assume that because you can't find the software inside of Zapier that it doesn't exist, you'll want to ask that software provider.
That is very true, because probably more than not, people have a private link to have their Zapier account function because they just didn't have enough users, or they didn't bother going through the process to get it public, because it's a real pain. Yeah. So totally. Always ask. Don't assume that they don't have it.
Yeah. So with thanks.io and any other app, you're going to have different types of actions that can be taken in the software. Right now we have send postcard and add recipient to a list. We're a week or two away from getting our new letters added, probably.
Yep.
Send a letter directly. You can send letters by adding a recipient to a list right now. And Justin, I would say that when I'm talking to most people, I usually recommend that you add a recipient to a list.
Yes. That way you have it in the list and you can trigger it later on.
Yeah. In thanks.io, you can use our campaign feature to send multiple cards from there. So hit continue. You'll pick your thanks.io account. The first time you do this, you'll add a new account. And this will work the same whether it's thanks.io or not. It'll say to authorize. I was logged in, and it knew I was logged in, so it kind of just did it for me. But usually you'll have to either enter your username and password or a token of some sort, like an API key.
Yep.
In most cases, it just tells you exactly what to do when that pop-up comes up. It's pretty easy.
Yeah, and a lot of people get nervous with this. You know, that's what I got to tell people. Like, Zapier isn't hard if you just go slow and follow the instructions. It is meant for the average Joe. It's not meant for a techie.
Yep. Yeah, and funny is, like, I don't know how to code, like, very much.
I can admit to that, right? Ryan has no clue what he's doing when it comes to programming at all.
Coding, but I can do a lot of crap with Zapier. Yeah. You would think, like, you could build a full application here, like crazy things.
Totally.
In fact, somebody watching, we're talking dirty marketing. I've wanted to, one of you guys need to do this because I haven't had time. Like, I wanted to build a, like, prank your friend postcard, like postcard pranks thing. And you could build that whole thing. You could do prank your friends with a postcard, like I saw what you were doing through the window or something like that. You can build that whole thing using a form generator like Typeform and thanks.io. And
you could build your own CRM using Google Sheets and Facebook lead ads and some other third-party things, and that way you can worry about the function for your own little niche world instead of what somebody else built for you. I mean, if you really wanted to get geeky, you could pretty much build anything. Yeah,
like you said, with Google Sheets or a form generator, Zapier, and things like thanks.io that actually do stuff on the other side of it.
Yeah.
So I'll pick a mailing list here. It doesn't matter, but it'll be a mailing list that you already had in your thanks.io account, so you will need to go create that very quickly. I typically, we can take a full name, but I think a best practice, especially with Facebook lead ads, is to separate out the first and last name. So I collect those separately. And what you do is you just click in each field, and you can see I have the option right here. So I'll grab the last name.
Yeah. And you can combine them together. So, like, if you want to put first name and last name in the same field, like, you can do it.
Yep, and there's the pull up there. I realize, I think for a lot of people watching it, is anybody commenting on, I'd be curious to know how many of you guys actually have the Zapier account already. Put the address here. City. Shane Bond does. Man, I'm in your old account.
Right? I think we're logged in as him.
I'm
Right? He's the one paying for our Zapier kind of thing.
I hope James isn't watching. I think Shane knows, but I asked Shane, I was like, do you know, it's hard to go back and move them all, you know?
Right.
All right. And then notice here that we have, so I did the city, state, and zip. We have the birthday field as well. So you could push birthdays in from your CRM, or if you maintain a spreadsheet with a bunch of birthdays on it, remember you can push birthdays into things that would automatically send a birthday card.
Yeah.
And it doesn't need to be a birthday. It could be like the house anniversary or some other specific date, and just use that field.
Yep.
So like this, test and continue. And just like that, if I turn this on, everybody who is added to
that Facebook lead ad, anybody that converts from Facebook and puts in their information will automatically get thrown into the mailing list on Thanks.
On Thanks.
Yeah, but you could do this with Google Sheets. You could do this with anything you could possibly think of.
Any CRM, KV Core, I know a lot of you guys are on that.
Yeah.
If you're watching this, almost any CRM these days.
And even ones that don't have Zapier, we'll get into webhooks like really quickly at the end of this and show you how you can even use Zapier when they even don't have a Zapier account.
Shane, hang around, man, because Shane does some crazy stuff.
Yeah.
We'll get to the advanced. I want him to, we might pipe him in if we're able to.
Yeah.
The next thing I kind of wanted to show, so that's the basics. Here's a multi kind of step Zap. So in this case, I'm creating a user in thanks.io.
Yeah.
On our end. We're also sending to our own platform to send a card. We're adding to Intercom. One thing I do a lot, and this is a tip I wanted to share with everybody, and it's a good form. If you have a kind of an email autoresponder set up for your new leads, I like to send a separate.
Or a Twilio account and you want to send them like a welcome text message.
Yep. So I like to send a separate email from Gmail directly from Gmail, so it doesn't come from MailChimp or Aweber, you know, where Gmail a lot of times will look at those as a promo or go put it in the updates tab.
Yeah.
If you send one-to-one and you connect your Gmail account, you can come in and send something really personal sounding. So,
yeah. Yeah. Get rid of your whole, you know, email footer. Yep. And just have it be a 2 or 3 sentence plain text email. Get all your pictures, all your dancing cows, just a message, and it'll go.
Yep.
No promotions, no spam, and you'll be like, wow, I can't believe I haven't been doing this all these years.
Yeah, so you send something like this. This script will almost work in any case. Hi, name. I saw you checked out thanks.io a few minutes ago. Just replace thanks.io with your website. Just curious, and then ask a question. You know,
yeah.
Are you already sending direct mail?
Always simple questions like that with yes/no answers. Right. Because Google's smart. They can tell these things, and they give you the quick, easy yes or no respond button in their email client. So people have a lot better chance of responding when they can just click a button than they have to type because people are lazy. So if you can make the question be something the AI bot and Google can understand, you get more responses, which a lot of people don't ever realize.
So intentional lowercase right here. It looks like I typed it from my iPhone, and really dirty. This is up to you if you want to do this. Sent from my S10. Excuse typos. Yeah. Sometimes when you're getting that, somebody it just feels like the owner of the company sent this personally, and it increases the chances that they'll feel rude if they don't reply. So that's kind of the Gmail follow-up hack. Your whatever CRM you're using can send an automatic email like a welcome, and then a few minutes later you send this out, which is the next thing, Justin, I'll show is the time filter.
Yep. Yeah, filters are killer. Everybody always says, well, I only want to send, you know, the good people a postcard, or I only want to send the people with a phone number to Twilio. so it doesn't fail. There's always an if, and there literally is a function if in Zapier. So why don't you show?
Yeah. So in this case, I only want to send this Gmail. I'm not going to filter it, but I want to wait a couple of minutes so it doesn't feel like it feels more organic. So I'll do filter. Oops, I'll do delay. Then we'll show filters, Justin. Delay for.
Yep.
And then I'll delay this for 7 minutes.
Yep.
You know, I've been meaning to find out. Maybe Shane knows. I've been meaning to find out if I could not send this if it's like in the middle of the night. Maybe we'll figure that out here live.
Yeah, you can do that.
You can do it based on time, right, or something. We'll try that next. So I set the filter for 7.
Yeah. Yeah. Go. Well, let's do that in the filter. I'll show you how.
All right. So now we type in filter.
Yeah, and then a lot of times the data is a date. So the new lead will have the date option.
Oh, yeah.
And then you go to date, and it should have the date that it created time right there.
Yeah.
Use that, and then you go to filter, and then date at the bottom. Go down.
Do that.
Date time before. Click on there.
I got to figure that out though, right?
No, yeah, I mean, the hour thing. You would have to. There's a way to do it though. You could convert the date time to. You could filter the date and time to the hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
And then say if less than 12 to 18 or whatever.
Yeah. So one thing I've learned with Zapier, it can probably do what you want it to. You just Google it, go to their help desk, and it's there.
Yeah.
So reach when a due date is reached.
Yeah.
So that, what other filters have you used? Let's see.
The big one I do for a lot of people all the time is in Shopify. They say, I only want to send a new postcard to first-time orders.
Or
we got people.
Products.
We got people. No, we just got people that reorder our stuff all the time. So how do I only send them one? So in Shopify, there's specific filter that or specific item, which is a number of orders.
Got you.
And then you just say if the number of orders is less than 2, have that actually trigger it. So I mean, there's so much stuff in here, and it's really just going in here and getting used to it. I mean, you can't really screw it up. Just test it. You don't turn it on. And if you're doing something with our stuff, just give us the login and password and say, hey, check out my thing. Does this make sense? We got no problem doing that. So it really is super powerful. I mean, we use it so much with internal stuff for all our marketing stuff because like Ryan doesn't want to bother our programmers. So it's like, hey,
yep.
Figure it out on yourself, and hopefully it works. And it's a lot easier than getting 3 or 4 programmers to spend a half a day trying to hack something together.
Yeah, I showed you that a minute ago. We actually create our new users from the Facebook ad. We actually create a user instead of people going to our regular registration form, and that was me not wanting to ask our guys for something. I was able to hack it up.
Yeah.
So filters. The other big, really cool one is offline conversions. I think Shane may have shown me that back in the day, where let me show you. You can send people. Oh, and it's a direct now. You can do it direct to a custom audience. So you can get these leads and send it directly into a Facebook custom audience, so you can start to follow up.
Yeah.
Facebook groups. Can I welcome somebody? Look at this.
Yeah.
Huh.
In
So
Gmail.
Huh?
Send a Gmail email about your own, so if you have say you're the owner of thanks.io. You want to send anybody who joins your Facebook group a welcome email saying, here's $10 in free credits. Thanks for joining my group. You could do that outside of Facebook, which is awesome.
As I'm not sure.
Are we doing that? You're not doing that. You should do that.
Yeah. This is if you're sending it in. So I was going to say, I can say, hey, welcome Eh, I don't know. I could say, hey, so-and-so just signed up for XYZ and make a post in my Facebook group.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, I'm not sure if Facebook groups are a trigger app, but let's look. I know Shane's doing crazy stuff with pages. Are you able to come on, Shane, or are you kind of muted out and you need to be a presenter?
I think you got to add them.
Yeah, you can't see him. So yeah, you can do it based on activity in the group.
You can't do new ads?
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. But you could, one interesting thing, you could probably on a new video or a new post somehow tell some other people that a new video, send an email to notify. Yeah. There's some real rabbit holes here that you can go down. All right. Okay.
Do you know offhand any of the limitations? Because I know the recent upgrade for Zapier, what they free versus the paid for the people that don't want to buy anything new again.
Let me bring up the incognito because it has me logged in.
So before you could pretty much send a lot and it wouldn't stop you, but now it stops you at 100.
Yeah. And you need the premium for Facebook ads and a lot of other apps.
Yeah. So. And one thing people need to remember is if you really are using this, you want the 2-minute update time. You don't want things to wait 15 minutes before they get triggered, because that becomes really a pain to kind of figure out what's going on if everything's delayed 15 minutes.
Yeah. I know we've taught, yeah. Yeah, one thing I've seen people do is share accounts, because you don't necessarily need, you can have multiple CRMs. I could hook up HubSpot 5 times or Things.io 5 times to the same Zapier account.
Yeah.
So just a tip. One other specific Zap type, because we talked about PhoneWagon a few weeks ago. You could take, say, somebody who calls into PhoneWagon. If you don't know what that is, you can go look, and we have a little article in our help desk. But you can say, hey, anytime a new phone call is called in, send that person to a custom audience in Thanks.io. I mean, in Facebook.
Yeah.
And what's really cool there, so you could send a mail campaign with a letter telling people to call a number. When they call the number, it goes through Zapier, sends them to the Facebook custom audience, and then they start seeing an ad on Facebook that says, hey, thanks for getting my letter and calling the number.
But that is so cool.
Yeah.
I never really thought about that.
Yeah.
So they could get hit in four possible channels just by getting a postcard.
Yeah. Postcard, they have it in their hands, they're touching it, so that's one channel.
They click on it, they get to a URL that you can control, but it also will send them, so the PhoneWagon thing will send them a text message when they call the number. They'll get the text message, they'll see a URL in that text message. They click that URL, they get to your Calendly invite or your website to buy something. And now that was happened, now ads following them around the internet. So 4 ways, all with a postcard.
Yeah. So in NLP, there's this like modalities thing, like people touching stuff and hearing and smelling. So in this example, they're touching your darn letter. They're hearing your voice when they call in on the phone. Then they're like, they're seeing a video of you with your, an ad on Facebook. It's crazy what you can do now. And Zapier becomes the glue that can tie a lot of that together.
Yeah. Cool. Is there anything else you think we should?
No, I mean, we'll let people. I see a couple of. Shane wants me to show webhooks, and he says, "Do you like the new Zapier interface?" I don't. They keep trying to make it better, and it just makes it worse and worse, especially for people who like to move fast. I don't know what they're trying to do. It's like they got a new design guy who just wanted to.
Yeah, it's not ADHD proof. It definitely hurt marketers that are just 30 tabbing it.
Shane says use the offline events to do the audience by phone number because it only lets you add email the other way. Good to know. Thank you. Zap. Zapier, what was I going to say? Shane, you totally confused me. we'll definitely have a recording, Brad. We'll send
Yeah.
it out. It'll be in dirtymarketingmastermind.com. That's the Facebook group. It'll take you straight.
Yep. Yeah, all our recordings are always up on our Facebook group a couple hours afterwards.
Yep. And basically, if anybody has a question about a Zap they might be trying to build, let us know. There is one thing we did forget, and that is webhooks. Thanks, Shane. If you're not sure about whether your app links up, there's a good chance that it can be done via webhooks, and I find myself using these all the time.
And this is probably the geekiest part of this, but it's still not bad.
Yeah. So you can basically send data to a Zapier URL like this and append it on the end. So I don't think we need to get deep on that, but it's just a really good thing to know you can do. And Justin, I think in general, we'll just invite anybody who's in our mastermind here and is a Thanks.io user. If you just shoot us your Zapier login.
And talking about web posts, I mean, just for a little update with us, our new API is coming out today, which has some really cool stuff, including the ability to send letters and postcards to a radius. So if you guys are ever wanted to do a quick and easy way, send this to 2 miles within this address, that can be done right from our API. It's not there yet. You can't see it, but it'll be out there later today. And you could use that webhook in Zapier to make that command, which is cool.
Yeah, we should have started here and shown everybody what an API looks like. So all this gobbledygook, that's what Zapier kind of translates into human readable, regular people interface. So Norton Naman says, can you send an HTML postcard with Zapier? Is there a better way? You would have to send it an image.
Yep. Yeah, so you would send an image for the front of the postcard, and then the back of the postcard would just be the message, the words.
Yeah, let's show that, Justin, because I skipped over the send card really quick. Was that example I just made?
Yeah, so the image can be two things. It can be a hosted URL of where the image exists. So if you want to dynamically build your images on the fly, you could do it and then pass that into the Zapier URL. Or you can just pick one of our template IDs. So you can upload the template in the thanks and then just reference that ID. And that's all done when you are using the send postcard command. So after he hits continue here and goes down the bottom, you'll see there's a bunch of options here for the actual card, which is either typing the message in, which is the back of the card, or choosing the template, or putting the URL of the image, or choosing the image template.
Shane, you catching this? I know some of you guys, I still have never tried this, but you can kind of dynamically push an image through here.
Yeah, if you wanted to get crazy, you could make like a proxy where image or a name was added on top of a card. So you could have the PHP script that takes the name. So you could put in the URL there, then pass the name of the person into that URL and do that. We've actually done it for some of our bigger e-commerce clients that wanted to configure the front end of the card too.
Getting the name of that, what is it, Hyperize? Oh man.
The graphic company?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here you go. They did a bunch of work to show how you can dynamically pass in like the name of your lead and create a custom image, like postcard. Have you seen this, Justin?
No, you never showed me this. This is cool.
Yeah, they built like a whole, I feel bad. I was supposed to do a webinar with them. Maybe they're our webinar next week. I think they are.
Yeah, better. Jeez, they spent all that time. Come on.
Yeah, I'll invite them. But what these guys are doing is awesome, guys. Hyperize. So you just basically, you would send in your lead's name, and then it would create a thanks.io postcard with the lead's name on the backside.
Yeah.
And other information.
Yeah, that's really cool. So if you want to get real geeky with both the front and the back of the card, you could do that as well.
Even the letterhead.
Right?
Just push an image onto the letter. Yeah. All right.
That's enough.
That's enough. Does anybody have anything that you'd like? It doesn't need to be about the topic today. I can hang out for a minute or two if you have any questions about anything at all. I saw Clint Lepore was on here. Clint, I owe you a test of a just listed letter, Justin. I told him we just try that idea out on a luxury listing this week.
Yep.
So we'll get that done. And otherwise, I hope everybody's doing well and staying home and healthy and everything.
Yep. Stay home.
Stay home, man. My dad showed up today. My dad's 65. He has like breathing problems. He came unannounced and shoved his phone in my face because his chess app wasn't working. And
there you go.
Like I felt like it had come full circle. Like he's the kid now, I'm the grown up, and I yelled at him for 20 minutes straight.
Oh, I've been that way with my parents for a while. So.
Yeah. What are you doing here? All right, everybody. Thanks for showing up today. We really appreciate the feedback and attendance, and we'll get that live.
Stay safe, guys.
All right. See you.